So we're at your freshman year, and we all have, no matter how good we are, no matter how tough we are, we all have that moment, that practice, that game, where we step in and we say, "Oh, this okay,
It's real.
yeah, it's real. Okay, I see. Okay, Big East. Okay, okay." So take us through that moment for you.
Man, the first day I stepped on campus, I didn't play a game. First day we had Jeff Watson, the strength coach.
Uh-huh.
And I remember going to see Jay, and you got times. You got certain times, guards at this time, bigs at this time, whatever our schedule was. And Jay was before me, and I saw Jay. Jay used to get these massive cramps, man. And you would see it poking out, like you see his abs, but you see something on the side just poking out. And it was like a cramp. He's like, "Hey, I got a cramp." And I just remember him throwing up. And I had never lift weights in my life. And we're leaving the weight room. And I'm like, "What's wrong?" He got this thing sticking out his side, and he's throwing up outside. And I'm like, "Yo, I'm about to go into that. What the hell am I about to walk into, man?" That was like the first time. So I said, "Damn, man." So that being up at 6 a.m. and it runs, me and Jay were roommates, being up there running at 6 a.m., running through the neighborhoods, getting on the track. And then, the first practice, even open gym. I talked about John Haynes. John used to beat me up, rip my shirt. Like, it was just those type of runs where you just knew. And it was like one day you'd be like, "All right, cool." But then the very next day, so it was something. This was the pattern. You get beat up, you lift, schoolwork, and you're like, "Damn, man, there's no breaks." Then the one day you have a break, might be that Saturday. Somebody may have showed up to a meeting 5 minutes late. So now you got to get up at 5:30 on Saturday too. So it's like, it's real. It's so far from high school. And I tell everybody, other than the transition to being a parent, high school or freshman year was the toughest thing in my life. It was the toughest. And I didn't even talk about playing a game of basketball yet. I didn't even talk about the Providence and the Georgetowns and how they were so brolic and beating us up. I didn't talk about that aspect, but just leading up to that. And it was the first time, Jay, I asked John, I said, "Yo, you ever think about quitting?" I played basketball my whole life, loved basketball my whole life. I would play for free, dude. And that was the first time my freshman year I thought about quitting basketball.
Right.
It was tough. Tough.
Man, I listen, I don't know what you're going to say about this because you big bro. I don't know what you're going to say about this. Shamelessly. I remember calling she was my girlfriend at the time, but she's my wife of 16 years now. I called her my freshman year, darn near crying. He hates me. This is crazy. I remember saying, "This is crazy. I can't believe this." My knees are on fire because not only do you have the demands that ball place on you, I didn't know my body was going to go through the change and break down how it was. It was just the beginning stages. But I remember thinking, you remember? Do you remember the 2 or 3 days at the beginning of the season where you go and then your body feel like you're sick, and you go through that, or running outside and the wind cuts your chest? Remember those moments?
Oh yeah. Hey, so the big thing was, when you go to your visit, you have Midnight Madness and all that. Like that was like, I want to do Midnight Madness.
Right.
We had to run a mile. Guards had to run it in 5:20 and 5:25. Bigs had to run in 5:55. And I could not get it. I was not a runner. Like I was, as much as I love basketball, as much as I love to say I'm mentally tough, as soon as I start running, that thing kicked in, I was ready to quit. Like I was ready to quit. You would have thought I was asthmatic, but I could not pass 5:25. Kerry Kittles, 4:30. He would run 4:45. John Haynes, 4:50. And I'm trying to run, man. I'm sitting there like, damn. So Coach Lapp, who was another big reason why he did a great job of recruiting me. But he said, if you don't pass this test, you won't practice. Like you can't start practicing until you pass this test, and you can't participate in Midnight Madness. So I'm like, damn, man. So I'm like, all right, the last day. So we had Midnight Madness. And mind you, this is one of the reasons I wanted to come to college, the Midnight Madness. Right. So I had a coach, Coach Leonard. Every quarter, he would be at that spot of the track letting me know if I was ahead of pace, behind pace. So I'm running. He's like, you're 15 seconds behind. So I got to sprint the straightaway. Then I'm a mess. So as I get around, which I know now, they weren't probably even timing it. I get around that last turn, man, that last quarter, and I'm running straight. And when I tell you, he's like 550, 522, 520, and I dive, right? I dive, scrape myself all up so I can get
on the track.
On the track. And when we got to the locker room, when I say I coughed, my lungs, I coughed for about an hour straight. I thought they were gonna have to get the paramedics, man. But that run, oh my God, man.